everybody. Welcome to Crafting Therapy. My name is Cindy A. Lewis and I appreciate you joining me today. We are going to be making vintage masterboards. So if you haven't made a masterboard before for your junk journals or your other crafting, I'm going to show you how to do that and we'll get the gist of it. We're going to take a little bit longer today than my normal like quick and easy or type of that craft video, but we are going to jump in and make some vintage masterboards because I'm working on a new Christmas planner pages for all of you, and I wanted to give it my own like little feel so that if you wanted to make it into a junk journal, December daily, just a minute. Well, that was my puppy dog taking off with my stylus out of my crafting bag. So sorry about that. Anyway, crafting therapy is a time to re-energize, get inspired, and just take a little more time. So this will be a little bit longer video. I do have mini masterboard vintage Christmas themed packets available today. If you're interested, please let me know. The packets will include a, and I'll show you a picture here, but will include a file folder, half sheet cut in half, so you could make two small ones. It'll include at least 10 sheets of various scrap papers for you to use on there. Plenty enough to make, oops, I should cut that, but I'm not going to. Plenty enough to make, you know, your own masterboards, some stickers, some tags, a vintage recipe. And so it'll just be, every one will be a little bit different, but it'll all have that. They will be $10. That includes posting it to you. So no postage needs to be added. For the payment of $10 to include everything, I will take PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Let me know if you're interested and I will get this packet sent out to you. So let me know. All right, let's get busy. All right, for your masterboard, I use file folders. I just use any file folder. This is just a manila file folder. You can use cardstock if you want to, but you need a backing for your masterboard. I have a specific purpose for this one, and so I'm going to use a file folder and vintage papers. I'm going to leave this tab here. That is totally fine. And you can cut your file folder in half. You can cut your papers or tear them, whatever you like. This is a great project to use up your extra scraps and that kind of thing, because you don't just glue one sheet of paper on here. You collage it, which is what a masterboard really is. I'm also going to add some gesso to mine and some crackle paste opaque. This is distressed crackle paste from Ranger, Tim Holtz, and I love it, by the way. All right. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use a blending tool and some distressed oxide vintage photo because I like the look that that creates as well. So I've got my tools. Then I'm going to use some Cloud glue because it gives me a hard, strong adhesive. It adheres well to the paper and to my file folder. You can use any glue you like, tacky glue, Mod Podge, whatever you would like. All right, so then just pick your papers. And I have all these scraps and pieces cut already, so I'm just going to use these. A lot of these came from Fireside, I'm not sure what that is, from Recollections. And I'm just using this, as you saw, it was a hot buy, so at some point I picked that up from Michael's. So I just picked my papers, and all of these are from the same pad, so they go together. So I've got different sizes of papers, and I'm just going to use those on my sheet here. And basically all you're going to do is glue down everything. Now, if you don't want to get it on your fingers, use a paintbrush. That would be great. or even a foam brush if you want to. I'm just going over the basics here for those that haven't done that before. I'm just going to use some glue. I'm just going to start from the corner, and I'm just going to show you, you can do it a couple of different ways. So I'm just going to put some glue here. I want to make sure it is good and covers that area. And then I'm going to take my papers, and I usually like to tear them, but since I didn't already, I'm going to just go with this one. And I'm going to go around the edges because it really makes the papers stand out separate from each other. So I'm just going to glue this down, and you notice that I didn't come down far enough. So I'm just going to make sure that I get glue edge to edge, and then I'm going to get all the way to the edge of my file folder. Now, one thing I like to do, and I'm just going to keep talking here as I'm gluing, is I like to scan a copy of my paper of my masterboard after I have completed it. So let's do this. We can just do it that way. Now you can do any shapes and any sizes you want. And like I said, we can tear this. So we're just going to tear a piece like this. And I'm just going to go over the edge. And you can see how it brings that vintage look to it. All right. So the basics is get your paper. This is the other method. Just put on the back of your paper. Just make sure you get edge to edge. Put your papers down and make sure you get edge to edge. All right.
Snow in one horse open sleigh.
All right, I'm almost done adding the collage of scraps papers to my masterboard, and you can see it just makes a really pretty collage. So I'm just going to grab one more sheet to add. Here we go. And I love this going around the edges and putting the ink, or vintagizing as I like to call it, because it just really adds to the definition. I have a few more pieces I'm going to add, so I have vintagized them, if you will. This is a recipe card. I'm going to actually tear it in half. I'm going to put part of it on one side and part of it on the other side of my page, because I want to be able to see it, and I'm going to be adding, you know, your to-do lists and everything for the Christmas planner. And so I want to make sure that I can see it, at least the majority of it. So this is an actual vintage old recipe card that I picked up at a yard sale. And a whole bunch of them, actually. All right, and then I have these pieces here that I just went around the edges. I'm going to add them in. We're going to make this really mixed media because I want to add some gesso. I want to add crackle paste, and then I'm going to add some glitter paste as well. So we're just going to make this a real fun mixed media. Did I say multimedia? Mixed media. So we're going to add a lot to this to just give it that vintage feel. And so we're going to add Santa here. Now, like I said, I like to scan these and save them, and then I share them. I have a bunch of freebies actually on my website right now. If you want to go and check it out, CindyALewis.com. Okay, so we're through gluing for the moment. Now we're going to take some gesso, and I'm just going to use my finger, and let me open it this way. I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm just going to grab a little gesso just to give this some of the edges a little something extra, just to make it look I don't know, kind of blend it in, I guess. So we're just going to take some around the edges here, and we're just going to do some on both sides. And you don't have to do this part, but I like the the extra that it adds. It kind of adds a mysterious look to it. All right, but I'm not doing a whole lot because we're going to be adding so many other things. All right, so this is just plain gesso. It is available in my Amazon store. I do get a little commission from that if you want to look for that. All right, so that's all that I'm going to do with the gesso. Next, I want to add some crackle paste, and I'm going to do that with a brush, and I'm not going to use a stencil, but you can use a stencil with it. It's very, very cool to do. But because I'm going to use the glitter paste, I just want to add. Now this is the opaque, and it does start to crackle really fast. So I just want to put it over some of the pictures, kind of around the edges. I just want to give some crackle to different parts of the whole thing. So like if I wanted to make this whole look crackly, I'm just going to add that to that, and I'm going to do it here with Santa around the photos. And the crackle paste starts to crackle with the oxygen in the air. So we're just going to put that on there. We'll see it, I imagine. So we'll just add a little here, and then we'll add a little crackle here. All right. Now that's not a lot of crackle, it's just a little crackle. I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to add the glitter paste. It's a little bit hard to see, but it is crackling. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's adding that look. All right. So the next thing that I want to do is add a little bit of this glitter paste with some snowflakes. I'm not going to do a lot. I just have a little bit. So I just want to see. Let's do it at the bottom here. And all that glitter paste is it's a glitter and a paste mixed together. And you can make your own. There are recipes out there to make your own glitter paste if you would like. So how is that? All right, so I'm just going to mix this up. This is the Snow Angel. It's sort of a clear, and it is a paste. It will dry on your stencils and things like that, so you do have to get them in rinsed off pretty quickly. So I just want to add just a little bit to my project here to give it a little bit. And you don't need a lot. And I'm just putting it on with a spatula, and then I'm taking the extra off, and we'll see how this looks. Okay. All right, so you can see the snowflakes in the background, and that's really all I wanted. So I'm going to add just a little up here at the top. All right, there's so many things that you can do with masterboards. I did 2 videos, and they are in my masterboard playlist, and there you go. So this is just adding that little bit of shimmer in the background. All right, I do want to mention, if you're here at the end, you can stamp onto your masterboards too. I just didn't on this one. Maybe I will real quick. All right, I'm gonna stamp this holly leaf on here in a couple of different places. So I'm just gonna add it here at the top, being careful and mindful that my glitter is there. And I believe the stamps add a lot to your masterboards if you want that extra look. So we'll just put this one down here. Let's do it here. And then, as I said, I'm kind of steering away from doing much in the middle, but if I did decide I wanted to put this in the middle, I could definitely do that. There we go. and it just adds a little bit. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a great day. Bye-bye.